The Hinterkaifeck murders, a gruesome killing that still haunts Germany. In March 1922, 6 members of the Gruber family were brutally murdered at their remote farmstead, Hinterkaifeck, in rural Germany. The crime scene was horrifying. The victims were found in their home, some of them bludgeoned with a heavy tool, others suffocated, and the youngest victim, a child, was found strangled. What made this case even more unsettling was the eerie silence surrounding the event. The killer or killers had gone undetected, and for days no one knew what had happened. But that wasn't the most chilling part. In the days following the murders, strange things began happening at the Hinterkaifeck farm. The family's livestock had been fed, and the murderer had even stayed in the house, using it as a hideout. The killer left behind strange signs that suggested they'd been living in the attic, watching the family in their final days. The police investigation was baffled. There were no immediate suspects, and the crime scene offered few clues. But the mystery only deepened as strange events began to unfold. Neighbours reported hearing footsteps in the snow near the farm, but no one was ever seen coming or going. The killer had left no trace of their identity, and the community was left terrified, wondering if the murderer was still lurking in the shadows. The Hinterkaifeck murders were particularly shocking because the victims had been a well-known family in the region. The Grubers were a farming family, living isolated from the rest of the village, and it seemed impossible that such a brutal crime could occur in such a tight-knit and peaceful community. For weeks, suspicion fell on various members of the family and neighbours, but no one could be conclusively tied to the crime. Some investigators believed the killer was a stranger, someone who had come to the farm with a specific, sinister plan. Others thought it was someone with a personal vendetta against the family, possibly a relative or disgruntled worker. However, no solid evidence was found to support any of these theories. The investigation led to various suspects, but each one was eliminated when it became clear there was no evidence linking them to the murders. Some believe that the killer may have been hiding in the farm's attic for days before the murders occur, watching the family from above. Could the killer have known them personally? One of the more chilling aspects of the case was the possibility that the murderer was someone who had been hiding in plain sight. Perhaps it was someone who had been working on the farm or a close acquaintance who had gained the family's trust, only to turn on them in a moment of rage. Despite numerous theories and years of speculation, the identity of the Hinterkaifeck killer remains unknown. The case has gone down in history as one of Germany's most infamous unsolved murders, with a haunting sense of mystery that still lingers over the farm. Could it have been a random act of violence, or was the killer someone closer to the Grubers, perhaps even someone who had lived with them? The mystery surrounding Hinterkaifeck is filled with eerie details, footprints in the snow that led nowhere, doors that were locked from the inside, and a family left to die in the most terrifying of circumstances. Was it the case of revenge, an act of madness, or something far darker that we still cannot understand? The Hinterkaifeck murders continue to fascinate true crime enthusiasts and researchers, yet the case remains unsolved, and the killer's identity is a ghost that haunts the region to this day. What do you think happened on that remote farm in 1922? Who could have committed such a brutal and chilling crime, and why? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more unsolved mysteries and chilling true crime stories. The Hinterkaifeck murders remain one of the most perplexing and terrifying unsolved cases in history, and the answers might never come.